Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Xbox North podcast, dedicated to everything about Xbox, brought to you by a bunch of lifelong Xbox fans in Canada. That's right, we're Canadians. We're sorry, but we really want you to watch this or listen to this podcast. I am Andrew Ravindran. With me is my fellow members of the Xbox North team, my second man in the booth, Joshua James. Josh, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing really good. Exciting day.
Yeah.
Got that Battlefield news. Feels like the start of E3. Got a lot of talk about, of course, but
Christmas
been
Eve.
feeling
It's Christmas Eve. Yeah.
It's gaming Christmas, so let's get the show on the road.
Nice. What you been up to? What you been playing lately?
Well, I've been still playing Man-Eater. I actually 100% the game. Actually, there's very few games I've 100%, but that is one of them. I thought it was very attainable.
Nice.
My shark looked insane by the end. And I noticed something when you do get the ability to dodge, and when your dodge does damage, you can essentially just keep on dodging at boats and damaging them. So I could rank my character up really quick at the beginning. And that made things going through the game a lot quicker. But something about a checklist game, just having a map in, it's almost therapeutic clearing the map,
Yeah.
So after I finished the game, which the person you're going after in the game, the story is ridiculous. I won't spoil anything.
The story is pretty. It's I would agree.
You ruin that guy's life, and it's amazing.
Good, because he's a jerk. He's a jerk. He killed your mom.
He is a jerk.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Also with me is Dan Robertson. Dan, how's it going, my friend?
Oh, not too bad. It's going pretty good so far.
Nice. What you been playing? How's your week been?
Not too bad. I've also been playing some Man-Eater. I haven't quite 100%ed it yet, but I'm getting there.
Nice.
And it's good. It's definitely an interesting game. And he did some rude things to my mother. It was not nice.
Well, he's a jerk. I mean, this character is like, whichever it is, I don't want to spoil this game, but I have to say it has one of the more unique ways of telling a story. It's got this this reality show vibe, but I love this game. It's a budget game, but it's done well. So yeah,
it's almost a little like a Marine documentary or something. And he's like explaining everything in this nice, smooth voice. But
it's Chris Parnell from SNL. Awesome. He's hilarious.
Oh, really? Wow, that's awesome. Nice. Lastly, Jesse Dean. Jesse, how's it going? I just watched your last Twitch stream, and you had a lot of fun killing Saren from Mass Effect 1. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm doing well. Yeah, it was a good stream, and yeah, that's pretty much how the day went. Really excited for E3. Really excited for what's coming up and what we're going to be doing on Sunday, which is special. Excited about doing that and about this podcast right before E3.
Yeah. Have you been playing anything besides Mass Effect? Have you tried anything new?
So I downloaded Vermintide and just downloaded Phantasy Star to play with you guys. We'll talk about that later. I've gone back to Gears 5 because I just love that game, and every single time I play that game, I'm just wowed. It is just play some of the games that we have on like next gen that's come out recently, and then go back and play that game, and you'll see how well it's hold up, and the ray tracing on it and everything is it's phenomenal. It's a great game.
Have you played Hive Busters?
Yeah, that's what I'm playing right now.
I'd love to jump on with you. Just shoot me an invite.
Yeah. And, I feel that. Sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead.
And of course, this morning Mass Effect, right? Beating that and starting Mass Effect 2, which is I remember now, which is a completely different game. I mean, talk about being stripped down from its RPG element that I loved, right?
Yeah.
So more action.
Out of all your Mass Effect games, which is your favorite? Because I kind of want to know this.
It's one for me. It's
really
one. Yeah, it's
okay.
the original. I know because the clunkiness and everything, but just through my experience, right, and from what I remember, I'll see now with this remastered, right? I'll see. Maybe I have a different mindset when I beat all 3 games and try to get through some of the DLC. I might have a different take, but to memory, it's definitely number 1 for me.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I think I've just loved 2 because it kind of has like this Wrath of Khan feeling of it. It's just more focused on action, and it's got this, it's a bit more, there's no vehicles, there's less, the Citadel is a lot more smaller, but I mean,
streamlined.
It's such a great trilogy, and I feel like I should try to play it, or at least try to play number 3 again, because I for some reason I really hated the ending and I felt so disappointed and overwhelmed. But maybe I should just give it another chance. I know there's like an alternative ending or an additional ending they use, so I'll be in the camp for that. But it's good. It's good to see your Twitch stream playing Mass Effect, because it's just like down a memory lane. And I'm just thinking about that really great ending. And BioWare, the way BioWare just makes great endings in video games, are always been great, from Dragon Age to, the original Dragon Age to KOTOR to even Jade Empire. They just do endings really well. It's a good sum. It feels like a blockbuster movie, and you're the last 10 minutes of, you're just facing the big villain. So I'm so happy to see that on your Twitch stream. But
and it was one of the first games where and I was even just like, I kept on going about it in Jesse's stream today in chat, like when the game finishes and you're Commander Shepard and you're walking away and the music starts picking up and it cuts to the credits, and it I forget the name of the song, but it is actually a song. It's the first time they actually use like a song with like guitar lyrics in all of the game, and it just felt like such a movie ending when those credits rolled. That back in 2007, when it came out, was just, there was nothing like that, in my opinion.
It's
beating that game. I just to tell you guys a heads up, beating that game on Insanity, let me tell you, there was a lot of challenges. I know some you could see some frustration in the stream, but believe me, that Saren fight, those final fights took every bit of focus to try to get through those fights, because that was epic. And they reward you with a lot of gamer points after that, man. Holy smoke. I think it was 125 just for beating any Mass Effect game on Insanity without changing the difficulty. Because sometimes, and it's clunky. Believe me, oh man, it's not.
And I don't think you have to do that again. No.
So you don't have to punish yourself.
If you don't want to, if you don't want to hate yourself, Jesse.
But you know what? It's so fun.
Think about the children.
Right? The ears.
I'm gonna have to send you the
and I'm so glad.
No swearing.
Again, man. Hit that at the end. Man, fighting Saren. I don't know. Somebody piece up, man.
Well, he's a jerk. He's an asshole, So let him deserve that thing. Absolutely.
Question, Jess, did you ever read did any of you ever read the books?
No.
I own it, but I've never read it because I don't know why. I know you're playing Keith David's character. You're playing the commanders as him failing as a shepherd, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. So you play Anderson's. You read Anderson's story and his relationship with Saren. All before this, and the book is fantastic. It's written by the guy who wrote the game itself. If you guys ever see it as like an Audible or have a chance to read it, it really gives you good insight to the first game. But I'm sure we can talk about Mass Effect all night.
Yeah, we can talk about Mass Effect all night. And even on a side note, I have to say, as a kid growing up, I loved the Xbox novelizations, or just like, sequel novels of stories, from Halo Fall of Reach to Gears of War's Asphalt Fields. It's incredible. If you are listening to this and you want some reading material, and if you're young, actually, if you're a kid and you need like a book report, just play these games and also read the books, because it's a great way to read some books. But
yeah, you play Halo Reach and then read the Fall of Reach as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Brings so much more context to the story and everything. It's so nice.
Exactly. Okay, moving on to our first big story of the day. Well, we are recording this. Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis has been released. This is a huge release for the console because it's only been released in Japan, for PlayStation, for Nintendo Switch, and PC, but this is a North American release only for Xbox and PC. I just recently started trying it. It's very colorful. It's very beautiful. Something that Josh told me to do is put it on graphical settings, because when you do put it on graphical settings on your Xbox Series X, this game is stunning. It's an 8-year-old game, and it's updated, and it looks phenomenal. It does have about a big, hefty download, but it's just such a wonderful little MMO made by Sega, made by their online team, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. Josh, I wanted to talk to you about this because you brought this attention to me, and I just, I heard about these news about this, this random MMO free-to-play game that's released in Japan, that's huge in Japan, comes here, and now I've noticed that quite a few of my friends who love JRPGs are playing this, and it's fantastic. Josh, tell me about Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis.
Yeah, well, Phantasy Star Online 2, kind of weird that they're calling it Phantasy Star Online 2, in my opinion, even though, yeah, you can link your account, and you're saying it's like an 8-year, probably even older than that, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been out in Japan, at least the Phantasy Star Online 2 portion has been out in Japan for a long time, then finally came to the West through Xbox. There's actually quite a bit of a lineage with Phantasy Star and Xbox, going back, I'm pretty sure, even to the original
Xbox. Yes.
Yeah. The original Xbox was pretty much the Dreamcast 2.0, as we know, right? But this is a completely different game, though. So this is brand new, just came out. It's, even though it does say Phantasy Star Online, it's running on a new engine. It has a completely new world. So hence the confusion on my part that I think it should just be a new game. It should be called Phantasy Star Online 3 or just New Genesis and just drop the 2.
Yeah.
Because we can start a new character. We're on a completely different world. It's almost like they take elements of Monster Hunter. So it's this very big field area, and you fight giant monsters with a lot of people. And so it seems like it's a lot about the exploring this giant world, jumping around and going to different parts, just fighting big monsters. I don't know if the game just really is all just about that, and if there's like linear dungeons, and literally just got out of the first town. But I'm excited. It's a big release for Xbox. It's an exclusive Japanese game that has, serious history, and I'm excited to see what just this kind of iteration of it, I guess, has in store for us, considering I don't really have to play the other ones, which the other one didn't really interest me, but this whole like fighting giant creatures in a big, field open world with like very fast action seems really cool.
I think if I have to say, the only Phantasy Star I've ever played were like the old Genesis games, I think, that were just, those old school RPGs. And so this is kind of an interesting game experience for me. It's a big void, I think, for Microsoft. They don't have a lot of, Japanese focused RPGs. We had a bit of it in Japan, but this is an MMO, and I think maybe with Xbox, with Xbox Live, I think this is probably a really good big sell for them. Dan, Jesse, if you guys want to chime in, you guys give it a shot as well, right?
Yeah, I just started it a little bit. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, please.
All right, so I just started a little bit, and I haven't even gotten out of the first town yet, but it's interesting already. It's a little more fast-paced and everything than I was remembering the older ones to be. I didn't play too much of the original ones. Like, I only got into it a little bit. I think because I ended up getting a free copy or something. But it was an interesting game, and like,
They're fairly niche, I find. So
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think I might have owned the original one on Xbox, and I don't know if I've actually played it that long because I remember just it wasn't really up to my game. And then I think now, as I cleanse my palate with more of these types of games, I just felt like maybe I could go back into it. Probably would be a really fun little backwards compatible game. I don't even know if it's backwards compatible. Actually, it might not even be in the list. We'll never know. But maybe I should try it this week. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And sorry, Jesse, did you also try it out, or what?
No, I was just saying I'm downloading it right now, so I'll try it out. Brand new to the universe, and
nice.
Of course I've heard about the name, but I've never.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever played it. I cannot remember. I just remember having interest in the original one way back, but it was I can't remember if it was on computer, and I'm trying to remember if it was trying to sign up to a website or something like that. Have to go
Did you have a Dreamcast when you were younger?
Pardon? No.
Did you have a Dreamcast when you were younger?
No.
But you are a big JRPG fan, because if I remembered, you are a big Final Fantasy and a Hironobu Saguchi fan. In fact, one of the reasons why we started getting along was the fact that you randomly were talking about Lost Odyssey, and I was admiring about the fact that somebody actually knew about this, the background about this, the person who made it. And so I was like, yeah. So that's why I'm just like, I hope you get a chance to play it when it's downloaded, and I want to know what your thoughts are. But
I'm really excited. Be right after this.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll all play for a bit for sure. But there is a person who is tied to the original version, obviously not New Genesis, but the one of the co-creators of Sonic is tied to the original Phantasy Star, and he just decided to leave Square Enix. So it's kind of ironic that this launches into a new era of Phantasy Star, where he's kind of closing his video game chapter, and he pretty much was part of the genesis of, no pun intended, mind you, but the genesis of Phantasy Star. So
yeah.
Too bad about that game he made.
That's true. And also, I do want to say Balan Wonderworld. I think it's Balan Underworld or Balan Wonderworld. It looks
Wonderworld.
Really cool. Wonderworld. Thank you.
Oh no, it's awful. It's absolutely garbage.
Really, it's a bad game. Okay.
Oh yeah, just there's a donkey video you should watch.
Oh, okay. I will watch. I will always watch a donkey video, so I got to watch that.
Let's just say there's abilities where it's like a light will turn on when it feels like it, and you're like, what?
Wow.
When you get too close to NPCs, they just disappear, and you have to actually interact with them, and you're just like, oh my god, what's going on?
Okay, so it's a bad Sonic game, pretty much like the last.
That's just a bad game.
Oh, we need a new Sonic game, but
they announced one.
AAA next gen.
They did announce one.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe it's good. We'll hope it's good. We don't know.
I hope so.
We don't know.
Yeah, just a little teaser trailer, so not much to talk about there.
Yeah.
It looked
all
good.
right. Well, moving on. No, go ahead. No, you go ahead, Jesse.
Anyways, I have to check that out. Okay, I'll figure that out.
Yeah, they announced it when they announced the Sonic Colors remake,
right,
or remaster. So it's just like a little teaser trailer saying, "Hey, it's coming." So
it looks nostalgic.
I think it's some internal team in Sega. I mean, they've always kind of made an internal Sonic game. Or like they have the Sonic team. They've always had an internal team called Sonic Team. But who knows? Okay. More news to come. Well, moving on to our biggest story of the day, and I watched the 5-minute trailer of this and the big reveal, and I'm really excited about this because, well, I've been kind of feeling like I've been due for a really good Battlefield, but Battlefield 2042 was just revealed today, and it looks incredible. It's a futuristic Battlefield, obviously, with the 2042. I remember watching this 5-minute trailer and just looking at, oh, what caught my eye, and I was just like, okay, it's got this bit of a humor level. It's a bit absurd. There's like this really cool moment where, you know, this person on a jet just gets out of the jet and gets a goddamn rocket launcher and just like casually shoots it and jumps back on, and he's good to go. And I'm just like, okay, I'm in. I know this is, you know, the Battlefield that I've been always used to has been like ultra realistic, completely hard. Sometimes I just get sniped off the map and I'm just always pissed off. And yeah, but I'll still keep playing every Battlefield because what an amazing tech of an engine DICE uses. Even though the other games that are using DICE's check engine, Frostbite sometimes is a bit, you know, not the best. But when DICE uses it, they use it really well. And this 5 minutes of this goodie just looks incredible. I'm going to start with Josh, but I want to go with everybody because I can't stop thinking about this game because I'm hoping this is what it is. And I'm hoping it usurps Call of Duty because I've been getting tired of, you know, just playing Call of Duty every year. I keep getting tired of it, but I still keep buying it. And I'm just hoping for something like Battlefield to just, you know, take it over. And I think this looks like a really good start from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm totally there with you. It's been long enough. We need that Battlefield game back. I'm a huge fan of Bad Company from back in the day, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 4, and I feel like after 4 kind of just started, you know, tapering off from there once they kind of decide to go to World War One and then back to World War Two. So it's really nice that they are jumping, you know, not too far into the future. They seem to like that 42 number, you know, 1942, 2042. And they did, you know, back in the day, 2142 with mechs, if you can believe it.
Yes.
So they definitely like that 42 number, but I like what you're saying. It's a little absurd. I'm just even going through the trailer right now. And they seem to put in a lot of like Battlefield 4 vibes, like the start of the trailer where the guy jumps off like the map there because the plane crashes. It reminds me of the start of that one level in Battlefield 4 where you jumped off the mountain into the map itself. And then like he sees the guy next to him and the guy almost like he's about to do like a thumbs up to him and then a plane just smashes right through him. So there's this a bit, like absurd humor. Well, you know, you can call it humor, but there's absurdity to it that they seem to be leaning into because like you were saying, the guy jumps out of the jet and pulls a rocket launcher and shoots the other jet. You did that in the game. Lean into what you do in the game because that's what the players did. If that's what the players do, then show it off in your, mind you, it wasn't gameplay. They showed some gameplay here, but the in-engine, that game is beautiful. My God.
Absolutely. Jesse, this is also one with no single player. This is going to be, which is kind of new news to me because, you know, now you're seeing more of these kind of games where maybe single player is gone. How do you feel about that?
Well, I love the Battlefield series, right? Playing online. I never really played any of it was for online. I liked it. I liked them. Loved playing the one on the Xbox One. Don't exactly know which one. I think it was the World War One.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it's out of the big kind of Warzone type shooter games. It's always been Battlefield favorite for me for sure.
And I've always been one of the few people that's like always into the campaign for Battlefield.
Yeah.
Like I feel like not so many people really get into it and play it and everything. I kind of enjoy it, and I find like they're telling like a lot better like war stories and everything, especially in like the older ones. But
I feel like they're starting to hit their stride, to be honest.
Yeah, like, and I just just like the online competitive, the multiplayer of it. Yeah,
I feel like the peak campaign was Bad Company.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bad Company was like my favorite one out of all of them. Such a good campaign, such good multiplayer online. Like
that's funny. I like 4 as campaign.
4 did
I like
have 4 had a great campaign.
It had a good emotional kind of. I like the banter definitely in Bad Company, but I felt like they got more of a cinematic feel
Yeah,
from 4.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But they're trying to copy Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
I mean,
maybe they should have leaned more into the comedy thing. Like, that was their stick with Bad Company. I would love to see a Bad Company 3. Like,
same here.
If they decide, because remember they did that offshoot. What was it? The cop one. Like, do another. Do like a little
the cops
offshoot
and robbers
for
one.
Battlefield something. What was it called? Hardline.
Hotline or Hardline.
Hardline. Yeah. I think the other thing, as you guys were mentioning about the Call of Duty influences that they're doing, but they did announce, and Dan, because I wanted to talk to you about this, is because you play a lot of Warzone, but there is currently no Battle Royale to be announced. But I personally am in this camp, and I want to know of everybody else, but I think they just don't want to announce it because sometimes when you announce a Battle Royale, everybody gets a little like, everybody feels like, oh, no, not a Battle Royale, not a Battle Royale. But do you think it's going to come down the line in the future? What do you think? Because they announced that there's no Battle Royale.
I think they're avoiding it. Like, they're trying to stay away from it, probably because there has been so many Battle Royale games. And, like, I think unless there really is enough of a push to make them really want to do it, I don't think they want to do it. I think they want to stay away from that and have their own kind of thing. Because, like, otherwise you're just like straight up competing head to head with like Call of Duty. And like, how do you do that at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, somebody else's I was like hearing somebody else's thing right over here. I think the other thing, and Josh, because we were kind of looking at this, and this one will have 128 players in the Series X versions, but only on 64 for the Xbox One version. And they're also announced. Leave them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My goodness.
Well, 64. That's like half the players, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be great. I cannot wait to play this game.
Wow. Like, it is going to be insane because now their big, huge, massive maps are going to be like filled out with people. And like, it's just going to be chaos.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll have its ups and downs because like I've been in those before where it's like there was one massive online game that I played, like a first person shooter one. Can't remember the name of it right now, but I remember just like hopping on and it was just like, you just get into the hot zones of all the people there and it was just a bloodbath. Like you're just dying every 5 seconds. Well, there was definitely times like that in Battlefield too.
Or was it Battlefront 2? But yeah, definitely those choke points. I've seen like hallways of people just and if they're adding twice to that, twice as many people to that, heck yeah.
People, and I'm wondering how long those bodies are going to stay around. Like they gotta get rid of those off screen at some point.
I kind of don't want them to.
Yeah.
Did you see the customization stuff you can do?
Yep, you can take parts of your if you are going close quarters, you can take your scope off and just use the sensors. So it's just really cool. It's got a bit of like a Crisis inspired level where because you might be entering a building where you need a bit more close quarters. So I'm quite impressed with these little things that they were doing. But Josh, I feel like I was just trying to turn it into like, what about the vehicles, man? And what about the ATV? Because I keep going back to the trailer, the ATV crashing into the damn helicopter, and I'm like,
Now, there's one thing about that though. That's the one thing they got wrong. So you always buggy bomb. You just strap some C4 on that mofo, and you'll just blow that helicopter out of the sky. You don't even need to just ram it into it.
But it reminded me of Battlefield 4 when there was that level with the huge building that you spent like 10 minutes shooting a tank to take it down, and you would get the buggy into the elevator and you go up to the roof and you drive the buggy off. So when she jumped on the buggy and smashed into the helicopter, I was just like, they really want you to feel like this is Battlefield 4. Like,
it was so good. I remember nonstop buggy bombs. I just remember like it was like if I didn't have anything better to do or any better ideas, it was just get some C4, strap it onto a buggy, and go blow up somebody's tank.
There's great trailers, I think, from Bad Company's multiplayer, if I'm wrong, where it's just them driving through the level on like an ATV like that, and just chaos is and it looks great. I remember, ATVs in those games are awesome. Like, Jess, I can't wait till you start streaming it.
Yeah.
And we're just like going in squad style. Let's be cheesy and start talking tactical and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like a Ubisoft commercial.
Yeah. I like the feel of it, how it's just like just a little bit futuristic, because it's supposed to be like another 20 years or so, and then 2042 would be a while ago.
No, it's like
21.
It's like 20 years
I'm
from
thinking
now.
that wrong. Yeah, no, I was thinking 2142, and then the 2042 is like 20 years from now. So it's just a little bit more advanced. So like the tanks look like they're rolling a little faster, and there's like a couple little more high tech things that you throw in for fun.
And more focus on drones.
I
think
Jesse will be our drone watcher.
Well, I'm a sniper rifle in my hand. That's for sure.
Oh, you're the sniper. Okay.
You'll be able to watch me up close with my buggy bomb.
I'll leave an ammo pack at you on your side, Jess, and I'll walk away. You'll be our spawn point from the distance, right?
Yep.
Did you guys, because we were talking a little bit about the Xbox, Josh, you were saying, leave the Xbox One version behind, but some of the news, I don't know where it is, but they're possibly discounting the Xbox One and PS4 versions down just because they think it might be like a better way to monetize it. So that's what I was hearing. It was such a weird little tidbit news that you got from like insiders, but that the Xbox One and PS4 might be discounted a little bit shorter because of some of the limitations. So just something that was kind of odd.
Well, I'm expecting a huge discount. I'm expecting the biggest discount of them all.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which was
they are doing a gameplay reveal on the 13th, and what's happening on the 13th, boys? Our live stream hosted by Jesse himself on his Twitch channel. And they're gonna show it, man. I'm telling you, they're gonna walk out on stage because there's no single player.
Yeah.
Putting that on Game Pass just feels that feels right now. That feels right.
Yeah,
and you just get such a huge amount of people at the beginning. Like there's no need for the hype up and everything to try and get everyone in, and then you get a big dip afterwards. It's no, it's free, and now you've got it for a huge amount of time to be able to play it as long as you want, basically.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think in the season passes, there's ways to monetize on our end for the people using it on Game Pass.
Oh, they'll take our money. They're going to take our money.
Yeah, it would be with
it's EA, guys. It's EA. Come on,
anything like that.
But the idea of just a multiplayer game like that, and the first day we're not imagine if that game came out and it is on Game Pass and we don't have to spend. We're up in Canada, guys. The games are not cheap up here. They're $90. So that's almost that's over $300 between the four of us. That's insane.
Yeah. There's your Series S right there.
There's your Series S right there, Jeff. That's exactly right. And the fact that if it does come to Game Pass and we can all jump on and we're all playing together, that alone I think is special.
Yeah. I think that'll also influence us to buy the Battle Pass more, because you're looking at it as, well, I already have the game. Let me just let me just have more things. You're playing so many hours of it. I think about how much money people put into Warzone, and I just think this is just such a smart idea.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
it's a lot more affordable too.
Yeah, definitely a news that I think it's going to happen in E3. I think there's going to be one of those not so shocking moments where EA is going to go, and we'd like to announce that the standard edition of Battlefield 2042 on Game Pass. I just see it that way. I see it that way. Yeah. Now, I want to move it a side note to its biggest competitor, which is Call of Duty 2021. We're not going to discuss it too much because we don't have any reveal of it. All we know is a bunch of rumors. It's actually not going to be revealed in E3, which do you feel like it's not even gonna matter because this game always sells every year. It always makes $1 billion every year. But the rumor that's been kind of on the mill that I feel that I want Call of Duty to get out is being in World War II. Apparently it's gonna be set in World War II, and I'm in the camp where I'm getting so tired of another Call of Duty game, but I would definitely be way more tired if it's another World War II Call of Duty game. I don't know how about you guys feel about that.
I don't know. It's been like getting a lot with those games now. Like the World War II games, like I appreciate them, and like those are the games that I started on first person shooter wise and everything. Like I remember playing on the original Call of Duty and the Medal of Honor and everything like Jesse was talking about not that long ago. And yeah, just like starting off on those and playing in the old school, like yeah, with the Car 98 and everything, and the just all the old guns and everything. It's nice, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to have too many of those.
And it also comes down to, I don't want to see something I've seen before. So a great example in the trailer right at the end is a huge tornado that smashes through the that didn't happen in World War II.
Yeah, you're really restricted with the history of it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. They got creative with things like the train going through the level in I think it was the World War One. I think it was the Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1 did have a train. Yes, I believe. Yeah, they had
but
the Lawrence of Arabia one. Yeah.
A tornado that is going to just like dynamically smash through a level, tearing things apart. I'd say, from seeing that, and we'll kind of get into that a little bit more, and how awesome that is. But I would like Call of Duty to just give me some destruction.
Yep.
I feel like their engine is so stale.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting, even though it's very pretty, the story modes look great, but their multiplayer just
looks awful.
It's getting stale. When you can do so much and you see like buildings collapsing around you, even like back in the Bad Company days, like just like those smaller huts and just watching them collapse in general, like you feel so much more attached to the environment instead of just being attached to your bullets hitting the player, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, I think about even when you're in a tank and you're shooting down the building.
Hello?
Did we get booted? Where'd Andrew go?
No.
And I just feel.
Andrew, you cut out there for a second.
Sorry about that. No, I just think about the tanks in Battlefield, where you shoot through a wall and it breaks up in so many pieces. But when you shoot in a tank in a Call of Duty 2 level or any Call of Duty level, it just looks like these walls are just like made out of steel or something.
Yeah,
they're just
like these immortal walls that you can't freaking kill someone through.
Drive a tank through it. Drive a tank through the level.
Which I just think that DICE, with their Frostbite engine and the updates that they're
a little dated, right? If you think about it, isn't that a little dated? Like, shouldn't it be a requirement that the environment is destructible in like a war game?
Yeah, absolutely. I just think, I think even just in most of these games where, it just looks like, this generation, I'm not really caring about too much about the graphics. I mean, I'm sure we'll put some more details out, but I really think about how the environment gets affected by, and I just feel like DICE has been doing such a great job, even through the 360 days and even the Xbox One days, and I just feel like with the Series X, like we're due for something, and I only hope that its competitors fall to that same line, because we don't have a lot of details of what the Frostbite engine or their new Frostbite update engine is going to do, but we can only imagine. I mean, I can't even imagine what's going to happen, but I just feel like the Series X is going to go in for a treat. So,
Yeah, no, I think we're going to get a lot of just raw horsepower out of that.
Yeah.
The Series X.
Absolutely. Anything else to talk about Battlefield 2042, or are we good for Battlefield 2042?
Well, the big thing at the end of the trailer was the weather, right?
Oh, right. The
So
weather.
I'm curious what other things they are going to do besides the tornado itself.
Yeah. Well, I believe I remember seeing some articles about there's a couple of stuff in Dubai, and there was a couple of things where it's like sandstorms and how they would be affected. I mean, I guess maybe once we see that E3 trailer, or maybe more footage of it, maybe some gameplay trailers, or just even like a demo, then we'll see it. I'm sure there's going to be probably an early access for that as well. So pretty excited about it. It looks quite incredible. But yeah, there you go, Battlefield 2042.
Yeah. Do you think? Well, like, I'm curious if they're going to do like full on snowstorms that will like freeze you out.
I mean, that would be pretty cool. I just feel that there's going to be something about the weather effects that will pretty much. Oh, I mean, I remember when they were talking about the storm where there was a sniper, and because there was this tornado happening, and there was this large box that just managed to hit one of the players, and the player actually died from it because of that. And they were talking about that, like Dice was talking about in a closed door meeting about this, and I was just like, cool. Now I just want to see it because I'm like, this is amazing. But now I just want to see it because it just looks quite awesome, and just really interesting with that. But yeah, we'll get everything seen by the E3 reveal. Moving on, let's talk about the new Forza Motorsport.
Exciting.
Thank
Very.
you. We read a Tech Radar article. Josh, I want you to start about this because you brought this to me. This is your thing to talk about. I can't begin to talk about the fact that I've been kind of out of Forza for a while, but I've started getting back into it, and I'm amazed by how Turn 10 has made this great leap. This looks like they're taking their time on it. It looks like there's not going to be an Xbox One version. And it just looks like it's not going to be called Forza Motorsport 8 or
Crazy.
yeah, which is interesting. It doesn't look like it might even be a cross-gen title. This will be
Won't be?
No, that's what I'm hearing.
With
Josh.
that end of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the most exciting part about it is it seems like they're going to be taking their physics engine to just another level with this iteration, and
push the console.
Yeah, with the new physics, it's going to really be CPU probably heavy at that point. Stuff they can't do on the Xbox One generation of console. And it's interesting hearing that it sounds like I said, it sounds like it's going to be a next gen only title. And Sony just announced that Gran Turismo is coming to PS4. So
yeah.
Hearing that now, and the two are obviously direct competitors between the two.
Absolutely.
I feel like we have. I felt like there was going to be a real competition between the two, and there still very much could be. But after reading this article, Forza has the edge.
Oh
definitely.
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
They've
Absolutely.
had the edge for years, though, right? Like in terms of just simulation, they're top of the line. There's a lot of money that goes into that game, right? And it's a great franchise, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and I can't believe the refresh rate on the tires and stuff.
Yes.
Crazy.
It's gonna be unbelievable. Like, and insane. Like the engine's refresh is like 360 cycles per second.
Yep.
Like that's gonna be crazy.
when the original was 60 cycles per second. So that's just 40 times x the fidelity. So that's just an intense for the tire collisions. I'm at the point where I'm just like, I feel like if E3 is coming and we're going to see some small tidbits, I'm looking for the moment where I see the Forza Motorsport stuff, because
Exciting.
I think that's going to be the most exciting part. It's just this generational leap of feel and look, and I think it's the track racing, and I'm actually excited that we're not getting a release date, because I think this game might be releasing in like next year or 2023, because they maybe they just want more time with this. But I'm happy to hear what Turn 10's doing.
Yeah, and it's great to see what Turn 10's doing, but I feel like Forza Horizon, they're going to announce at E3.
Yeah.
The new Forza Horizon. I think that is going to be a cross-gen game.
Mm-hmm.
My gut tells me that. And I feel like we're going to get this next Forza as next year's big holiday racing game release.
Horizon cross-gen?
Yeah.
I think I have a feeling Horizon 5 will be cross-gen, because I feel like Forza Motorsport's going to introduce the new tech.
Yes.
Like I feel like Horizon 5 will be very much iteration on the Forza 4 version of that engine.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the engine's getting better and better, but things like the new physics, the tire refresh, the 8 points of contact to the road instead of the 4 points of contact for their tire physics. I think all that is going to be obviously introduced in Motorsport and then brought across the board to the Horizon series. They might even want to do what they're doing with Motorsport, because it sounds like Motorsport is going to be more of a platform this time around. So we probably are not going to see a sequel to this. It's going to probably be more of a live service, always getting
always
a big
updated
expansion. They've seen huge successes like with Sea of Thieves, and Master Chief Collection is a great example. They've had more new players to that. So if they can,
that's amazing.
And you know what if it's free to play?
Thank you. I was just about to go to this.
That wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah. Because it would be the best way to monetize that game. If you just think about it, with like additional maybe cars down the road, or a battle pass system or something like that. I mean, obviously this is a racing game, but I just think this could be
throw some guns in, make it Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, let me get out of the car. Add the breakdancing from Horizon 4 into the game.
Yeah. Well, I think you are right, but because I believe Phil Spencer and quite a few executives have said, this is for Forza Horizon with the cross-gen, that Microsoft is going to keep supporting the Xbox One for 2021 and 2022, as in they are going to release more internal games from their studios. So it makes sense that if we are having a Forza, I think it's going to be Horizon, and I think it's going to be a cross-gen game. And it's due, because I believe there's been a Forza Horizon game every 2 years. We should have gotten it last year, but I'm guessing maybe with the pandemic or something must have happened that, they're releasing it this year. Perhaps.
I feel like they wanted it to be a launch title.
Yeah. And then I think something happened. I think something where they wanted to release it. Maybe it was their studio. I mean, we know that they're also making Fable, but that's a separate studio that they're still building. But maybe something must have happened. So, and I think if I'm not too sure, Turn 10 is not a huge studio. I think there's only like 100 people, which sounds like a lot, but it's not one of their bigger studios. So they've always made it and they haven't made a Forza Motorsport game since 2017. That's the interesting thing. So they must be taking their time, and they must be working on this for a while.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just asked Google how many employees, and you nailed it, 100.
Oh wow! So, okay,
that's funny. As of 2014, mind you. So that's the last update.
That's wow, even.
Yeah, I think it just seems perfect for that, because I think I believe Turn 10 also does a lot of outsourcing for the other games. I know they're apparently also working on Halo Infinite, and they're also working on other things. So they, they're not just a Forza team. They're helping a lot of with a lot of Microsoft's other games as well. So which makes sense.
Well, I hope they do more because in Forza Motorsport 7, the first race you do in the game is this Dubai map, and that's not a real racetrack in reality. Like they,
Yet.
yet, right?
Yeah.
In Dubai, and they'll get that thing up and running in no time. But I'd like to see them do more fictional tracks, kind of like that, based in real world settings. I know it's a simulation game, and still put all the real world tracks that are known across the world. But how many times can you put the same track into a game every iteration? Like, still put those real world tracks, but give me a Halo track, like they did in Horizon, or just
that was cool.
Rainbow Road,
just something. Give us Rainbow. We demand rain. It's Pride Month, guys.
Yeah. Come on.
So let's get
we
the
demand
Rainbow Road
something.
going.
Yeah. Come on, Microsoft, monetize this. Yeah. Well, moving on, we do need to talk a little bit about the Summer of Gaming stuff. Now, these were all kind of like the smaller level games. There's one game in particular that kind of stood out for me, and I wanted to talk about it because I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan. I don't know if you guys watch any Studio Ghibli films or anything like that, but there's this game called Sable. It's kind of got this cross between Zelda. It's like this adventure game. It's from Raw Fury. Raw Fury's been doing a lot more like the Xbox ID games. Have you guys seen this Sable? There's like a 13-minute reveal about it. It's got this really cool cartoony architecture thing going on.
Yeah, I like the art look. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
yeah. You sent the link to it. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. It's pretty, and you know what? I think the great thing that Microsoft's doing with Xbox ID is just like all these little local small maybe less than 15 people teams making these really wonderful indies, and they're just supporting it. It's quite good. I think if you compare it with what Sony, at times it looked like Sony was trying to do this, but I think Microsoft has really taken the hands on this, and they've started finding some really nice gems. We're about to we're all waiting for the Ascent, but then I see all these small little games like Tunic, and then now it's Sable, and it's coming this year. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend watching that 13-minute exclusive gameplay trailer. It looks phenomenal. Jesse, have you seen it? Or
I checked out the trailer a little bit, and I think I was on the go. I don't know what I was, because it was in the chat, right?
Yeah.
When you sent it, yeah.
You're talking about the art style. I remember. I don't know, when I finally started looking at the game, like I saw it in like the idea of Xbox, like their montages and stuff, and I always thought it looked really cool. But the 15-minute gameplay didn't really wow me. I thought I'd be more of a fan of this. They have this almost like low frame rate motion to the character, so it's very it looks like, and I understand that it's very much an artistic choice for the game to do. But there was this weird refreshing that was happening, and they did say it's alpha and all that. So if it's still an alpha, I don't know how close this game can be,
right?
But and it seems to do the whole Breath of the Wild thing, where it looks like from what I got, it looks like you can almost climb anything, and it feels like an indie-ish Breath of the Wild with a very distinct art style to it. I am judging it by 15 minutes. I wasn't, super impressed. I do like the art style, but I definitely want to see the full product. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to check it out. It looks like a good story and everything too. And I've never played more indie games than since I've gotten Game Pass, because there's just so many to choose from, and I hear about these little ones here and there, like I know there's Ori and a couple other ones and everything too that I just kind of
Narita Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Narita Boy, like just little ones I've played here and there that have like really interesting little stories and everything. Even if the gameplay isn't as like crazy as I usually pick up and play and everything for those AAA games, it's like it's a nice little like story game or something. You get a lot more context, and it's like playing a book, right?
Mhm,
A little
yeah.
closer to playing a book than it is like playing like
Yep.
a nice like a smaller book or something, even because like you
That
could
was my
even say like playing Mass Effect even is like playing like a novel. I mean, there's books that go with it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
so it's
Exactly.
What about
interesting.
you,
It's
Jess? Like,
cool.
That's why I like
you-
the early JRPGs is because it literally was like playing a book because it wasn't the it was just the times, right? It being on a PlayStation 1. Yeah, it looks interesting. I'll check it out for sure. Another RPG.
Yep.
I'm good.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Speaking of RPGs, there's a couple like JRPG
Mhm.
indie games coming to Xbox as well. I think isn't there one from a couple of the creators of Final Fantasy coming? It's like a 2D style. I'd have to look it up. They announced it not too long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple like JRPG. There's another indie. It's on Steam right now in early access. Again, I don't know the name of it, so I do apologize. People are probably like listening. It's this.
Tell us
So
in the
put it in the
comments.
comments.
Yeah, please put it in the
time.
comments. Yeah. That helps
But,
us. Yeah.
that's on Steam right now, and it's made by it's straight up JRPG, but it's made by like a French team or something like that. It's like I know it's like a very obscure, well, not like obscure, but like a very you wouldn't expect it to come from this country, being how anime it looks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to try to find that out now because I'm
Yeah,
just
I'll shoot you a trailer and we'll put it in the description.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Going to more rumor news. Now I'm hearing lately Microsoft Flight Simulator, which should be coming any minute now, is potentially listed as a June release. Now I've been in this camp where I keep thinking that like I think that you're going to get some sort of shadow release. I was saying it's Psychonauts 2. I really do think Psychonauts 2 might be like a shadow release in E3 where they're like, okay, now play it today on Game Pass. But right now we're hearing some listings, some game listings for June for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Will any of you guys be playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, or am I the only one that's interested in this?
Oh, I'm very interested. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a game that I've wanted to play my entire life, but never have had a computer good enough to play it. So I'll be very happy to play this Flight Simulator, and it will be my first one, and I'm excited.
Same here.
I'm hoping my
Guys?
VR system will work with it. I
Wow.
can try
Yes.
it on my PC. That would be dope.
Yeah. Well, I just want to fly it and go to my neighborhood.
YouTube videos, and some people have like entire rigs.
Oh
that
yeah.
look like
Some of them
cockpit.
get insane.
Yeah.
Like super detailed because you can add so many controls to it too. I've seen it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I think they said
Mouse
when the game
keyboard or
announced they
controller?
expect like. I think they said when that game announced they expect like a couple $1 billion worth of PC hardware to be sold just because of that game, because of the crazy rigs, like you were saying, Jess.
Yeah.
People have.
Yeah. I think the first thing that I'll also do is like I'll fly to my neighborhood. I just want to just see because or I'll do some stuff. I'll do some like maybe I'll go up like Nunavut or something, or maybe places that I've visited around.
Cessna.
Crash right
Canada.
into your front door. Hey mom.
I watched.
Well-
I watched a funny well, not funny video, but I watched a video of a guy. The highway that goes across Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He followed just the highway. So he was using just the highway as his landmark to navigate across Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
That might be if that game is also available on the cloud, that might be one of the more unique games to play on the cloud. If you think about it, if you're traveling and all that stuff, it just
Because you're in the clouds.
Because you're in the clouds.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And that's the podcast, guys. It's the best.
And we're done.
And a
Yeah, we're done.
podcast. We've
Okay.
reached our pinnacle.
Yeah. Next rumor.
Dad jokes for the win.
Yeah, I know. We're
We
except
got
me.
3 dads here, so
Yeah. I'm just stuck with all these dads. Okay, some other rumor news of potential Microsoft acquisitions. Josh, you told me about this, and I want to hear other things. Well, actually, I'm going to ask from you, Jesse. Microsoft, there's potential rumors of Avalanche Studios. They made the Just Cause games. They're recently trying to hire an Xbox specialist for a position. Microsoft does have a couple of announcements that are to be named, especially from third-party teams to make, an exclusive. What do you think? Microsoft buying the Just Cause developers?
Oh.
Now, how
Pretty big,
much
right?
Xbox do you have to play to be an Xbox specialist?
Yeah.
Because I've played a lot.
Can I have this job? Can we all get these jobs? Yeah. Well, I believe it's definitely a very strict job about I think porting for Xbox or something like that. Mind you, this can be debunked
for sure.
This could be a multi-platform game, and they're just they lost an Xbox specialist. I don't know. I've never even heard of this. Yeah.
Project Typhoon is rumored to be a third-person action game made by Avalanche. Jess, have you ever played any Avalanche games like Just Cause, or what do you like of the
Mad
studio?
Max?
Most likely on the 360, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
But that was so long ago. I haven't really kept in touch with the franchise at all, really.
Yeah. They're an interesting developer because they also make these hunting games that are really fun. That's on Game Pass. I keep forgetting what it's called. I'm wondering what it was called, but there's a couple of.
They make a battle royale game called Hunt.
Oh, okay. I thought they made
It's
a hunting game.
No, they make a battle royale game that has like some of the best sound design in a game, like period.
Yeah.
Called Hunt. That is a free to play. I think it's free to play, but that is a hardcore game. Oh wait, no, they don't make Hunt. Crytek makes Hunt.
Yeah. But they made some sort of like hunting
Second
game.
Extinction.
Yeah. They did publish Second Extinction. So they also publish some small little indie teams games as well. So they're a big studio. They've also made the Mad Max game, which is I found that to be a bit of an underrated game. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoy that Mad Max game. I don't know if you guys played the Mad Max game.
Yeah, I was kind of jumping the gun actually on that one because there's another rumor that Crytek might be in the cards for an acquisition as well.
Yeah. So we're just buying tech.
Yeah, it sounds like because Avalanche has a fairly interesting graphics engine that they use. I think what do they call it again? I think they call it their Avalanche engine or something like that.
Yeah, their own game engine. Yeah.
And Rage 2 ran off that, so they have a good first-person and third-person kind of design around that. And then if they buy, which is another rumor going around that Crytek might be on the table, and if they own CryEngine, they're going to become like a powerhouse of game engines. They have id Tech, they have Forza Tech. They are literally one of the masters at Unreal. They have their Slip Space engine from Halo. They'll have the Avalanche engine, and they'll have and Forza Tech too. Like they. Like I was saying in the first, episode, if they, as a prediction, if they want to get into the engine licensing, take your pick, right?
Yeah.
They seem to be spreading out to have so many more ways to make money, like not just off this Game Pass that's making them loads that like at least enough that they're willing to like reduce their cut in it and everything, and give more to the developers and stuff, and like it's just they're branching out in so many ways. Like they'll be able to release engines, they'll be able to like promote more indie games and everything, and just get more games on the Game Pass that they can get more revenue from and everything, right?
But integrating these engines into their Azure data centers and just integrating them into their cloud systems, into Game Pass Cloud, xCloud.
It's going to make it easier for like developers to develop games too.
And that should actually just raise the bar as well, because they'll have access to all those engines as well, which is really good.
Microsoft is going to take over gaming.
Hopefully.
This is how you do it. You buy the engines of everything. Maybe
buy Unity next, right?
Yeah, well, Unity is a very good indie game engine, because a lot of indie developers love sourcing Unity, but believe they've done a really good deal for game developers. So we'll see. I mean, if we get CryEngine, I feel like that will be a really good, interesting thing for some of our other games that we're trying to work on. So I just think right now, Microsoft, especially with Satya Nadella, like I think he probably just wants Xbox to not just dominate on the gaming front of just the actual games, but also be a hardware, be a just also be advancing on tech parts, not just make the systems and all that stuff. So it's a smart maneuver if they do buy it.
They are a tech company in the end, right?
Exactly.
Having all of that software and experience and engine capability behind them it can be amazing. Like if they get Avalanche, Just Cause 4 had just like kind of, you were talking about Battlefield adding weather effects into their game. Just Cause had that tornado that like flew around, and they have great physics. Just them and their relationship with Bethesda making Rage 2. I could see them, if they even get acquired, I wouldn't be shocked that they get folded into the Bethesda side of the business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just combining all those great people and all that talent, like to focus on all this stuff, it's just going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up with our final little topic of the day. Well, we all know E3's coming, and we did our predictions in our first episode. And currently, we kind of have an idea what we know what's going to happen for E3, but we know that's probably potentially going to be revealed. It's still a big mystery, but I just want to go around each of you guys and ask, what do you want what do you want out of Microsoft's Xbox and Bethesda E3? What do you want out of it? Like, what do you hope Microsoft will achieve for the year? And what are you looking to get for our next set of steps? And how are you feeling about Microsoft at their current state, and how they're going to go for the next future of the cycle? Because this is, we'll say this right now, this is year one of the Xbox Series X. It's a new generation for us. We didn't have the best start, but it looks like we're playing all the cards right now. We're definitely getting a lot of good press. All the good news is coming towards us now. Everything just looks like Xbox, like, and the topics are often good. We've always been the can of worms, or we've always had that criticism coming towards us. But right now, I've never been so excited as an Xbox fan in my entire life. I've always felt like I always have to defend myself, but this time I'm just like, no, I don't think I need to defend myself anymore, because I think the system we chose has been really consumer friendly. It's just the future and our horizon is going to be just wondrous. Looking at all the stuff that we're acquiring and all the stuff that we're working with. Jesse, let me start with you. What do you want out of E3?
Splinter Cell.
Oh, okay. The answer is a video game. Okay, Splinter Cell.
So a showing of that, if that's going to happen, on top of everything that I've tried to throw some predictions there, and no, I feel good about this generation, and Microsoft is doing really good things to provide really good services to its consumers, and since having this machine, we've gotten to streaming and doing podcasts, and that's a big deal, right? So, and that it's good stuff. It's bright futures, and it'll pick up steam. And this E3 is a really good place to demonstrate where they're going to take gaming in the future, and I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. Dan, how about you, my friend?
Well, I'm mostly excited to see what they're going to do with Halo. Like, I know they were having those issues with the graphics and everything, but like, I think they're going to be updating that, and it's going to be looking a lot nicer. It's going to be working a lot better. And I just want it sooner.
Me too.
After that Battlefield trailer, like that's all I want too. I just want both of those. Okay, I'm asking a lot, but if I have to ask like a little bit, why not ask for the whole thing? You know,
we're selfish at this point.
Yeah. No,
I can't stop myself.
All right, Josh, finish it off with me, man. What do you think? Well, I want to know from you, my man.
Well, I want a Halo Infinite to be redeemed.
Yep.
I want to see. I feel like now that it's Microsoft and the Bethesda showcase, if you think about their E3 showing, they've always been they're like two sides of the same coin, right?
Yeah.
They're very different. And I'm curious if Bethesda kind of came in and was like, because you can see it in the interview they did when they announced not the acquisition, but when they finalized the acquisition, they were very upfront with Microsoft. They're saying, and we told you that was a bad idea. So I'm curious if like their hardcore kind of mentality kind of came in, slapped it onto the table and said, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this properly for gamers. We're not going to take more of a corporate approach to it. We're going to take more of a hardcore gaming approach to it. We're going to do deep dives of upcoming games. And that's what I want to see. I want to see deep dives of Starfield. I want to see the multiplayer for Halo. I want to see the new Horizon. And I want, even if it's not gameplay, but I want them to just be like, this is the future. This is what's coming in the future. Some things are far off. Coronavirus hit every single person in this world. Things are starting to ramp up, but this is the light at the end of this tunnel, and get excited. I want to walk away from this press conference excited. And they definitely have the opportunity for that. So that's what I want out of that.
Awesome. You know what? When we cut that in a clip, I want to record that, what you just said, because that was perfectly well said, my friend.
Thank you.
Well, also, just before we finish it off, be sure to check
also, Andrew.
Yes, go ahead.
What about yourself? What do you want out of it?
Oh, thank you for not bringing up. Well, I'm just hoping for this year for Microsoft. I mean, obviously, everything you guys said, Splinter Cell, Halo, all these games, the deep dives of all these things. But I'm just hoping to see what Microsoft will acquire next to just kind of dominate gaming. But I also just, I've been becoming a big fan of their cloud service. Right, this week's been pretty tough. I've only had 2 hours of playing an Xbox. I've been busy all day, but I've been kind of also enjoying a little bit more of my cloud. And I'm just saying, like, what the evolution could that be when when I need more games, because I was almost at a point where I'm like, oh, I can only play certain games on cloud that I only like playing. But I was just thinking about, like, what is Microsoft's answer to those 2 billion games? Also beyond the box. I know we're all Xbox Series X owners, and I love it, and I will keep playing it. But I just want to see Microsoft's, takeover from this, because I think they get gaming. I think now they finally get gaming, and I think they have the perfect leadership team, because for a long time I felt like, they have these really great creatives that are joining in. They have these really great developers, but these two, these people on top that just kind of, well, here it is, guys. This is where I say the F word, where they have always fucked it up. You think about Don Matrick, you think about all those guys, and they, they were just because they were Microsoft executives. But this time I believe in Phil, and I believe in all these new guys that are coming in. And
Well, I feel like Microsoft believes in it too.
and that's the big important factor here. They're finally, everybody's in, the company's in. They're not some little, they're not this little side project that they were doing for fun because they liked it. It's finally that they're completely in. They're just two, their boat foot are finally in for them. And so I just think this generation is going to surprise us like any other thing that we've ever seen. It's no longer going to be this thing where like, what does Microsoft need or what does Microsoft is missing? It's going to be that all the chips are going to be in. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's not just beyond game. I mean, I just love the fact that you're talking about the engine stuff. I just think we're going to buy more publishers, maybe even more folks, but also we're just going to expand to a better place, and we're going to be everywhere. And I want us to be everywhere because I think gaming shouldn't just be limited to a box. I think it should be for everyone in every part of the world. And I think it should be accessible. And I think it's so phenomenal. I have friends who are Sable that really enjoyed those controllers, and I just feel like Microsoft is becoming this thing where they're just finally listening to people, and I just hope they don't stop what they're doing. They're at a rate that I just love, and so yeah, I'm excited.
Well, when the day before pre-orders went live, they announced, we're buying Bethesda for $7 billion. That's essentially saying, hey, we're super serious about this. We are we're $7 billion serious about this, and they've never made an acquisition like that before. And to do that the eve of pre-orders sets a precedent.
Exactly.
It does.
Sorry, go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, it does. Yeah, sets up. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's it for today. Be sure to check up on our E3 live stream to see our reactions for the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. I am so excited for this, and I'm so excited to have this podcast with you three because even though I didn't play that much, I'm just so excited to talk about Xbox with you. Josh, thank you so much for giving me all those little articles, spearheading this podcast with me and helping me out and so much. I was busy, but all I kept thinking about was, okay, I can't wait to do the podcast even though I haven't played that many games. Jesse, it's always great for you to come in here and have that amazing Twitch live stream. Dan, as always, thank you for the little tech repairman for us. You've always done that, and you're always helpful. So, and I'm just excited for the future for our little Xbox North team. It's just looking really bright for us, and I'm just happy for us.
Just never forget to turn it off and on again.
Yes.
I wonder if they'll notice when things fell apart.
I fixed it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Right? Played it off cool.
Yeah, so cool.
All right.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you next time on the Xbox North podcast. My name is Andrew Ravindran, and I'm with Joshua James, Dan Robertson, and Jesse Dean. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.